I love you, baby.
Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. So I'm here Austin. For you guys today I have the match preview of our match against San Jose Earthquakes live from Q2 Stadium, Saturday, April 6th at 7:30 p.m. To kick us off, let's take a look at the San Jose Earthquakes and what we can expect from them on the night. San Jose come into this game with only one win so far, similar to us, but they have 5 losses, with their last match ending in a 2-1 loss to fellow Texas rivals Houston Dynamo. And just a tidbit and a bit of history between us two. In our 7 encounters, Austin FC is yet to beat San Jose, with 5 draws and 2 wins for them. But in all those winless games, the most interesting one and the most important one to us that we'll always remember is the one on June 19th, 2021, our first encounter with them, where we met them at home for our first home game in club history. Moving on to the Quake squad now. Their most dangerous player on the night will probably be their Argentine number 10, Cristian Espinoza. The right winger has a goal and 2 assists to his name already this season, with those 3 goals/assists coming in his last 3 games. His last assist coming against Houston in their previous game, and his latest goal in the game before that against Seattle. So he's definitely coming in red hot form. But other notable players for them include their top scorer of the season thus far, which is Brazilian left back Vitor with 2 goals, and their center back Bruno Wilson with a goal and 2 assists. Also, one last thing to note in the Quake squad is that they have scored 4 out of their 7 last goals from set pieces, so those will be crucial for us to watch out for. Moving on to Austin now, let's take a look at our injury list. Zan Kolmanic and Leo Väisänen are still out with their respective injuries. Kolmanic is expected to be out for another 2 to 3 weeks with his hamstring injury, with Coach Wolf saying in the media, quote, "He's not training with us yet. He's doing some stuff on the side on his own," end quote. And that's good to hear that the progress is there for him, but sadly the same cannot be said for Leo Väisänen, who is still expected to be out for at least another month, maybe even a little bit longer than that with his foot injury. And on that, Josh Wolf said, quote, "It's going to take time. It's a pretty significant injury," end quote, which is not ideally what we'd like to hear, but with our 3 center backs performing well, it softened the blow. But with that, if we do now look at our starting 11 prediction for this match, in goal, of course, Brad Stuver starts. He didn't have to do anything crazy against Frisco, but he did make some good saves to keep us in that game. And in this game, I think we'll see more from him in that in terms of involvement. But I don't think anyone has any doubt he'll show up, and he'll show out on the night. In defense, after the game against Frisco and what we saw in the starting lineup, it's a bit trickier to predict the outfield players for this one. But starting on the left, I think Biro will start. Sure, Hector Jimenez has been class when he's been playing recently, but I can't really imagine Wolf will start him in back-to-back games, as he did start against Frisco. So I think the Brazilian will get a shot back in the team once more. Although I'd definitely like to see and hope to see Hector off the bench if that's the case. In the center of defense, again, as mentioned, both with our 3 center backs performing well and Wolf's current unpredictability in the lineups, which I think is a good thing, by the way, I think we'll see most likely the solid pairing of Matt Hedges and Julio Cascante again. The Costa Rican can't stop scoring at the moment with 2 goals already this season. And, he scored against Frisco and he's just been solid as ever. So I think he has to start alongside Matt Hedges, who was rested again against his former club Frisco and has been in fine form as well. So I think that rest in that game would have done him well, and he should slot back in the starting 11. Again, as I said in the last match preview when I thought Brendan Hines-Ike was going to be benched, it's harsh on him. He has been solid and was against Frisco, but I think he will be back on the bench and could very well get minutes off the bench in this match. And just quickly, I'd like to point out as well how lucky we are at the moment, to have this kind of headache where we don't know which center back pairing should start, and hopefully they can all keep performing. We can have that healthy competition between them. On the right, John Gallagher will most likely continue his run in the starting 11, especially as he was excellent against Frisco and had that assist. I will reiterate, though, as I did last match preview, that I think at some point he should get some rest, as he really hasn't this season. In the midfield, I think we'll see Danny Pereira get another start there alongside Alex Ring. The pair were excellent, and as we said in the match review against Frisco, they each probably had their respective best game of the season so far. And I think they will both keep their place in the starting 11 and be key in this match. In front of those two, and besides Brad Stuver, our second undisputed starter and star man will be Sebastian Driussi at the 10. The Argentine was back in fine form against Frisco, and although he's not at his sharpest form yet, we saw what he can be producing, and he can make plays happen, thread balls, linking up the team from as far back as the center backs, and I think this match will be no different from him. And lastly, moving on to the front line on the left, I think there's no doubt Jader Obrian keeps his place in the starting 11. Giving Coach Wolves words on Emiliano Rigoni in the most recent press conference, quote, "It's just performance," implying Rigoni's isn't good, and we'll most likely see him benched yet again. And I think we can all agree that that's the best for the team at the moment. And down the middle, at the 9, another player who is just about cementing his place in the starting 11 is Diego Rubio, who will look to continue his run of starts. He had a great game against Frisco, as mentioned, linking up and combining excellently with Sebas. And we'll need to see that again on the night against a strong San Jose backline. And, if he can get another goal, that would definitely help. So a big game for him, not just him, but the whole team. And on the right, I think Owen Wolf will keep his place in the starting 11. As we saw that sort of experiment on the right against Frisco, it worked pretty well. He didn't do anything crazy, but just enough to see it work and, enough to keep his place in the starting lineup. Now, lastly, as an overhead prediction for this match, I think it will be a close match. Sure, we're coming off a victory, as we saw against Frisco, but it wasn't the most convincing. So we as fans, and especially the team tomorrow, can be expecting an easy win. And as for San Jose, they are in poor form. We said earlier about the team. They have good players amongst them, and they can turn up at any point. So let's hope it's not tomorrow. And, this game can prove that we're on the right track now following that last win, and we can make that push up the table and also get that first win against San Jose that we've a lot of us been hoping for and waiting for. And that's why my match prediction, I'm going to predict an Austin FC victory. I'm going to say Austin 3, San Jose 1. And I got the score prediction right last game, so I'm feeling a little more confident about this one. But the team should as well. They should be confident. They should go out there the same way they did against Frisco, take the game by the scruff of the neck and get those 3 points. But that does wrap up this match review for me, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching and listening. I really do appreciate every single one of y'all that keeps tuning in. Thank you. But if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.